Hey gang, Zuby here in the Kelowna Got Your Back studios, and since I'm not out riding my jet ski right now, I thought I'd take you all behind the scenes really quickly of the creation of the Struddy's World logo using AI. Take a look. So we changed the name of the segment from Struddy Says to Struddy's World, which meant we needed a new logo and a new intro animation. Now, if you watched the show last night, you'll know that the fellas were very complimentary to me about the new intro, and while I really appreciate it, I also can't take too much credit for the actual animation because, as you can see here, I did not animate this in a day. This comes, partially from a template, and I created this logo, which we see here at the end. And now the logo I am particularly proud of, and I created it using AI, which is not just telling AI to make you a logo. So I thought maybe I'd explain it a little bit because I am really happy with how it turned out, and thought this might be an interesting thing to go behind the scenes here. So when we said we were changing the name of the segment, I reached out to Struds. I said, send me a few photos. I have an idea. I want to make you into a cartoon character. And this one you see right here was the one in the group that he sent me that jumped out at me right away because I thought he's pointing and I can have him pointing at the globe. That was my idea for the creative right from the beginning, Struddy's World. Yeah, it's pretty on the nose, but I'm going to have him pointing at a globe. So the first thing I had to do was get this other fella out of here, this super fan, and that's a pretty darn easy thing to do. So that was the first step. So boom, I get rid of this guy, cut out Struddy, and but we've got one problem here, which is that he has no second arm. So that's going to have to be something we create with the AI as well. So then the next step was taking this and basically just telling the AI, make this into a cartoon character, this scene. And what you get from that is some very, very strange stuff. And I'll show you a few of those now that came up. This is one. This one, all I said was make this a cartoon. I hadn't even asked it to create the second arm. It creates this bizarre, extra long second arm here. And then we've got this version of it here. And again, all I said was make a cartoon. So no idea why his pants are all ruffled like that, or why his face looks like he's some kind of Chucky-style Child's Play doll. And this one too, crazy, the extra long finger, a little too phallic for me. I'm not sure what's going on there. And this feels like vaguely Donald Trump-like here. Something about this was bothering me. So anyway, that's just an example of some of the options you get when doing this. So you have to refine what you're asking for. You have to pick and choose and make some other adjustments as you go. So what I eventually ended up with from this photo was this version of his body here that I was happy with. This had a head too, but it was cut off. I'm not going to get into all those details. And the head didn't match. Ultimately, you can see that big chin. That doesn't quite look like Strud's. But I was really happy with this body and the colors and whatnot. So I said, okay, I got my body. Let's move on to the face. I was getting really strange faces. I figured out if you want to get the face, you have to move in really close. So I'll show you. This is the face I ended up getting that you see in the final logo. And this one I thought was really good, although I had to make some amendments to it as well. So even though it's AI, there's a little bit of skill involved. I had to go in. This one came in for whatever reason with big like jowls under his neck and big heavy cheeks. And I had to go in, I think too many breadsticks probably for this version of AI Struds. So I went back in, had to make some changes. This is the face I ended up going with that I was happy with. Now let me make these both all disappear for a second to show you, again, if we're entering the Nightmare Factory here, again, some other versions of the face. If you have kids in the room, you might want them to leave because there is some really, truly frightening stuff here. Not this one. This is actually a nice, that's a decent cartoon version of Strud's, but I really wanted this to be recognizable as Jason Strudwick's face. So ultimately I didn't go with this one, but if I show you some of these other ones, it's like truly, where did these come from? And again, if you have kids in the room, close their eyes to see this. I don't know what that is. It's awful. It's disgusting. And then a couple of other cartoon characters here. Pretty good. This one looks a little bit like a Bob's Burgers character, I'm thinking. But anyway, ultimately, you saw what my guy was. This was the winner. And I was happy to move forward with it. So now I had my face and my body. I cut out that face and put it on this body. And then this shot here is representative of the changes I had to make. So you can see the hand in this one. The hand looked too cartoony after I had his face because the face is almost photorealistic. So I had to change the hand. That's why the hand changes. And then I had to tell it his other hand is holding a globe and North America is facing out. And that was the gist of that. And again, that went through many, many, many iterations to land here. But ultimately, I was very happy with where it landed. And then it was just a matter of adding this text on, and boom, we got your Struddy's World logo. And you can see Struddy's World 4 times a week on Got Your Back YEG. Hit the music.